History tells us ancient civilizations were limited by their time. But across the world, there are stones cut with precision that still challenges modern tools. They don't explain themselves. They simply exist quietly, questioning everything we think we know about the past. The first doubts didn't come from legends or ancient texts. They came from stone. Archaeologists began to notice something unusual across multiple ancient sites. Stonework that was not rough or experimental, but deliberate and precise. Edges were straight, surfaces were flattened, measurements were consistent. This level of craftsmanship suggests planning, standardization, and technical control. Not the kind of work produced by guesswork or simple trial and error. What makes this troubling is not just how impressive the stones look, but how similar techniques appear in cultures separated by vast distances in time. These weren't isolated achievements. They were repeating signatures. At the Great Pyramid of Giza, the questions become unavoidable. Some stone blocks weigh more than a modern truck, yet they are cut and placed with extraordinary accuracy. According to conventional history, these blocks were shaped using copper tools. But copper is softer than granite. It dulls quickly. It struggles to cut clean edges. Even today, granite is worked using hardened steel, diamond blades, and power tools. And yet, thousands of years ago, builders achieved results that rival modern standards. The problem isn't how heavy the stones are, it's how precise they are. If Giza raises questions, Pumapunku deepens them. Here, massive stones are carved with right angles, uniform slots, and consistent measurements. Some pieces fit together like machine-made components. What makes Pumapunku especially puzzling is the absence of context. There are no detailed written records, no clear explanation of tools or methods. The stones appear engineered, not simply shaped. Their precision suggests measurement systems and techniques that go beyond basic stoneworking. This looks less like primitive construction and more like dismantled technology. High in the Andes, Machu Picchu tells a quieter story. Its stones are not cemented together. Instead, they are shaped to fit so precisely that they lock into place. During earthquakes, the stones move. They absorb the shock. Then they settle back into position. This requires more than strength. It requires understanding motion, stress, and balance. Knowledge gained through observation, experimentation, and experience. This wasn't just architecture. It was applied physics without written equations. As the story moves forward, stone cutting alone is no longer enough to explain what we see. Ancient civilizations didn't just shape stone, they engineered systems. Roman aqueducts carried millions of liters of water across vast distances. Their slopes were calculated with extreme precision. Too steep, and the water would destroy the channel. Too shallow, and it would stop flowing entirely. This required surveying, mathematics, and long-term planning. Yet after the Roman Empire collapsed, much of this engineering knowledge disappeared. Centuries passed before similar systems were rebuilt. Progress didn't move forward here. It moved backward. In 1901, a group of divers recovered an ancient shipwreck off the coast of Greece. Among the cargo was a corroded lump of bronze, ignored at first. Only later did scientists realize what it truly was. A complex mechanical device made of interlocking gears, designed to predict eclipses, planetary motion, and astronomical cycles. The Antikythera Mechanism functioned as an analog computer, built more than 2,000 years ago. What unsettles historians is not just its complexity, but the fact that nothing like it appears again for over 1,000 years. This wasn't the beginning of technology. It looks more like the remains of something already mature. Technology usually evolves gradually. It spreads, improves, and leaves clear trails, but archaeology shows another pattern. Moments where knowledge peaks and then collapses. Wars, natural disasters, climate shifts, and social breakdowns can erase generations of understanding. When writing disappears, so does memory. What remains are fragments, impressive but incomplete. We don't see the full system, we see what survived the fall. What we call primitive may simply be what was left behind. Some ancient artifacts raise an even more uncomfortable question. Did ancient civilizations understand energy? The Baghdad battery consists of simple clay jars, copper cylinders, and iron rods. When reconstructed, they can produce a small electrical charge. Scholars debate their purpose: electroplating, ritual use, or something else entirely. There is no definitive answer, but the design itself suggests experimentation, curiosity, intentional function. Energy may not have powered cities, but it may have been understood. Not all technology requires metal or machines. Some knowledge is built into space itself. Inside ancient temples, sound behaves in unexpected ways. Chants echo longer. Certain frequencies amplify. Stone chambers resonate with human voices. This was not accidental. These spaces were shaped deliberately, designed through observation and repetition. Technology, in its simplest form, is applied knowledge. And ancient builders understood how to shape environment. Not just materials, the most advanced tools of the ancient world may have been knowledge itself. Long before telescopes and satellites, ancient civilizations were watching the sky. They tracked the movement of the sun, moon, and stars with remarkable accuracy. Many ancient structures aligned precisely with solstices and equinoxes. Others marked the rising of specific stars at key moments of the year. This level of precision required long-term observation. Knowledge passed down over generations. It also required mathematics, geometry, and patience. The sky became a calendar, a guide for agriculture, ceremony, and survival. Different cultures, separated by oceans, were reading the same sky in the same way. In many cultures, astronomical knowledge was not written on paper. It was carved into stone. Symbols, alignments, and architectural layouts served as permanent records. They survived where books could not. Long after writing systems collapsed, the stone remained. These carvings were not decoration. They were memory, a way to preserve information across time. What we often mistake for art or religion may have also been education, designed to teach future generations. We may be standing inside ancient textbooks without realizing it. As researchers compared sites around the world, patterns began to emerge. Pyramidal structures appear on multiple continents. So do megalithic stone constructions. These cultures had no known contact. They developed independently, at least according to history. Yet their solutions to architecture, astronomy, and durability look surprisingly similar. Not identical, but familiar. This raises a difficult question. Were these ideas reinvented again and again, or remembered? Shared design may point to shared experience. History has a habit of dismissing what it cannot explain. Entire civilizations were once labeled myth. Troy was considered legend, so was Göbekli Tepe. Both were later confirmed through excavation. Their existence forced historians to rewrite timelines. Each discovery serves as a reminder. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. What we haven't found yet may still shape the story. Perhaps human history is not a straight line of constant progress. Perhaps it is cyclical. Civilizations rise. They master knowledge. Then they fall. When they collapse, technology disappears with them. What survives is stone, silent, incomplete, and confusing to those who come later. We may not be more advanced than the past. We may simply be in a different phase of the cycle. Progress may depend less on invention and more on remembering. What we see today is not ancient civilization at its height. It is what survived disaster. Floods, earthquakes, climate shifts, and social collapse erase more than buildings. They erase memory. They remove context. The most fragile things, knowledge, methods, explanations, are always the first to disappear. What remains are durable fragments, stone, foundations, isolated machines. The past may not appear advanced, because we are missing most of it. When we call ancient civilizations primitive, we may be judging them through the wrong lens. Their technology was not always mechanical. It was observational, environmental, integrated with nature. They measured the sky, shaped stone, and designed space with intent, not to dominate the world, but to work within it. Different does not mean inferior. It may mean forgotten. Ancient ruins carry more than mystery, they carry a warning. Civilizations can reach extraordinary levels of understanding and still collapse. Technology does not guarantee survival. Knowledge does not guarantee continuity. If the past teaches us anything, it is that progress is fragile, and memory is even more so. We may not be immune to the same fate. The real mystery is not how ancient civilizations built such wonders. It's why their knowledge disappeared. How much was lost before it could be passed on? How many discoveries were made and then forgotten? What we call unexplained may simply be undocumented, not magic, not myth. The greatest gaps in history are not in stone, but in memory. History is not finished. It is constantly being revised. Each discovery forces us to ask better questions, not about what ancient people couldn't do, but about what they once understood. If exploring these forgotten chapters changes the way you see the past, consider staying with us. Subscribe and continue this journey into the mysteries that still shape human history.